Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us here today. I'm, of course, Gregor Guy.
My name's Casey.
And for your extreme viewing pleasure, we will be presenting episode 24 of the Bangcast.
The Kobe episode.
The Kobe episode. Can't wait for that behind the scenes to come out.
Alright.
So, this week you wanted to do talk about places that we would consider moving.
Right.
So, I'm just going to let you go ahead and, start off.
So I wanted to start out small and work our way up. So right now we live in the state of Maryland.
Can I just say,
right.
I either go big or I go home.
Well, not today.
So, just say. Anyway, continue. Sorry.
We live in the state of Maryland.
Terrible state.
Yeah, I agree. But I think it's always grass is always greener on the other side too. So I don't want to say I'd be happier to live a better life in a different state, but I probably would, because the grass is greener on that other side.
Fair enough.
We live in the state of Maryland. If you had to move to somewhere else in the state of Maryland, where would you move?
Somewhere else in the state of Maryland?
Right, somewhere else in the state of Maryland.
Oh, it'd be as far. What is that?
West.
As far west as I could go.
So you're talking about like Harrisburg, Westminster,
and then hopefully West
Hagerstown.
Virginia annexes that part of Maryland.
Right.
Which actually was a thing.
Was it?
Yeah.
When was that?
Beginning of the year, maybe?
This year?
Yeah.
Oh,
They're talking about, annexing Garrett County, Allegheny County, and Montgomery County.
I mean, they're talking about...
Or actually, no, I think the counties were, put it to, or are talking about putting it to a vote to secede to West Virginia.
Right. I mean...
Maryland's trash. Let's be honest.
You have to think that whole wing of Maryland is kind of like separate from the rest of the state. It's not culturally... They're not.
And that's
same.
why they want to. They want to bounce. They want out. They don't like the representation that they have, which I totally understand because their population is fairly low.
Right.
And basically their votes do not count.
Right. I think they have more in common with the people of West Virginia than they do.
I agree.
And West Virginia and Pennsylvania, right?
Yeah.
Than they do with the major part of the state of Maryland.
Yeah.
I think they're also doing that with parts of regular Virginia as well.
I'm not fairly sure of the political makeup of Virginia.
So I would have to agree. I would have to agree that moving to Western
mountains.
Mountains. Yeah, I'm a big mountain fan personally. Yeah. So we got Maryland out of the way. Let's move up a little bit bigger. Let's go a little bit bigger.
A little bit bigger, okay.
If you had to move to a different state in the Union, what state would you move to?
Texas.
Texas? Alright, well before you make your decision right off the bat, you might still say Texas after the fact. I have a little bit of statistics that might help you make your decision.
Okay. Yeah, fill me in on the info.
These states have no income tax. Alaska, Florida, Nevada, New Hampshire, South Dakota, Tennessee, Texas, Washington, and Wyoming.
Texas.
So personally, in my opinion, that makes those states spectacularly more appealing than the other states.
It should be noted that is also state income tax.
Right, state income. Everybody pays federal income tax.
Yeah.
Of all the states, California has the highest individual income tax rates. So we're gonna go. California has 13% base income tax. So all of your money in base income. That's not even taking out federal taxes yet. They're taking 13%. Hawaii, 11%. New Jersey, 10.75%. Maine, 5.8%, but it goes up to 7.5%.
Did you happen to? Do you have more? On that, I wondered if you actually looked up Maryland's rate.
I don't have Maryland's rate because it wasn't one of the highest or the lowest. I only took.
Actually, I think it is.
Well, okay. Let's. Here's. I have this other statistic. Your total tax burden. That includes your individual income, your property and sales excise taxes, and share of total personal income.
Okay.
All right. So we're in the top 5. New York, 12.7. Hawaii, Maine, Vermont, Minnesota, and New Jersey at 10. So between 12 and 10%, your total tax burden, that is all of the taxes, state taxes together.
There's no way, because you're paying, okay, let's just take Maryland for example. You're paying a 6% sales tax on everything.
Right.
Then your income gets taxed.
Right.
Then your gasoline gets taxed.
Right.
Then your cigarettes and alcohol get taxed. Everything gets taxed. I say that number is more realistically about 60% of whatever you make.
Okay. I mean, yeah, I don't know how they factored that in 100%. I was just going off basic.
12 or 10%, right. That is ludicrous.
Right. Okay, well, this is what they say is the states with the lowest tax burden. Alaska, 5%. Tennessee, Delaware, Wyoming, and New Hampshire.
Property tax is another one.
Right.
Come on.
Yeah, property tax, that's it. That's with it. So tax burden, individual income, property, sales and excise taxes, and a share of total personal income. That is what tax burden, total tax burden.
Okay, so let's just take, what'd you say? California was 13% state income tax. Right?
California 13.3 individual income tax. That is not
income tax. Yes.
Right, individual income tax.
Then they got to pay property taxes on top of it.
Right.
They got to pay, sales tax on top of that. They have to pay, tax on their gasoline, which is already factored in at the pump.
Right.
Obviously.
Right.
But, the list just keeps going and going and going.
Right.
What I'm saying is that a conservative number is 65% of, your income goes to taxes.
Okay.
You heard it here first.
Maybe that's a thing you can do for the next financial episode is finding out
exactly
how much you.
It makes my blood pressure boil, right. And I feel like I'm already about to pass out.